Okay, so today's day 5 of the boot camp. You know, it's another psychological day. Um, I will also be releasing a content day today because I didn't get one out yesterday. I was pretty busy, I had a lot going on, but I thought I had a double upload today, still get everything out. Today's a big one for me. Um, Kind of an unpopular take it away, but it's about that you need to be delusional. I think a little bit of delusion is extremely important if you want to become successful. Um, when I mean delusional, I mean the world's going to tell you a lot of things, but it's always not what the world wants might not always be what you want. And what the world wants for you might not always be what you want for you. You know what I mean? So the world might push you in a totally different direction of where you want to head, and that's okay. You're going to have to trust in yourself. A big part of delusion is a little bit of delusion at the start is what can get you to start. I mean, the hardest part about everything is starting, right? Your hardest part is going to be starting. You have to have a little bit of delusion that tells you that this can happen. Right? If your parents told you, I know I've been told this a lot of times by my parents. It's if you want to make money, you want to become successful, it's a 1 in a million chance. They say it's a 1 in a million chance. Well, there's got to be one person, right? There's got to be that 1 in a million. And if you want to become that 1 in a million person that can make it there, you're going to have to be delusional, right? Because that one person believes they're going to be the one person, right? The 1 out of a million, right? You have to have the delusion to be able to start if you want to achieve those goals. I think that's a big thing. Comes with delusion is you just got to bet on yourself. Right? Just don't care about what the odds are. Don't care about what really the world tells you. You just got to bet everything on yourself and know that you're capable of achieving your goals and your dreams. I guess, yes, just starting's the hard part, bro. And I'll be honest, a lot of people don't start. Just live a life where you're not just, growing old and wishing you would have started. Because I'll be honest, you live once, right? It's going to be a day where you're 50. You're working your job, probably haven't seen the world that you want to see, right? Probably haven't driven the cars you want to drive. Probably haven't met the people you want to meet, Probably haven't inspired the world as much as you wanted to. And it's all just going to be regret. And I think living a life full of regret is not living a life at all. You know what I mean? So, take that risk, right? I'll probably make a video about this, taking that risk. I think that's important to me, is taking a risk. Not a dumb risk, a calculated risk, but you just need to take that risk if you want to, achieve a goal, right? Risk is extremely important, and I'll be honest, risk usually always pays off, right? Another thing I'll kind of tap into is, in my view, sorry, I don't know what I'm talking about. This one thing I've thought about a lot that I really think is important is that I believe that failure is almost more important than winning, in a way. I feel like nobody wants to fail, right? And I feel like you almost have to fail if you want to win, because all failure does is, to me, failure is winning, right? I'll be honest, to me, I think when you fail, you win. Because when you fail, you learn something. The only way you don't win is if you fail, and you never learn from it, right? You never adapt, you never change, right? You keep making the same mistakes. But yeah, I think if you fail and you learn from it, you won, right? Yeah, so I think failure is very important. I think that it's something a lot of people struggle with, but I think that it's something you should encourage, right? And if you do fail, you should learn from it. Take it on the chin. Take it as a blessing that you could fail, right? There's a quote. I don't know how it totally goes, but I mean, I just remembered a quote that said, "There'd be no point of winning if you couldn't fail," right? So, if you're going to play, here's an analogy for that quote, because I know this quote's a little complicated. It's if you're going to play a football game, okay? If there be no point of winning the football game than somebody didn't lose, right? Both people can't win. You either win or you lose. If nobody could lose the football game, then nobody could win it. You know what I mean? That's why I think failure is incredibly important, because it's giving you the option of, as hard as you fail, right, as hard as you could win, right? There's two sides of the spectrum. How much you fail, how much you win. But as much as you could fail, you could also win, right? And you could 10x win, 100x win. You know what I mean? Right? The fact that you can fail is the fact that you can win. That's what I'm getting at. And just, encourage failure and adapt to it. I think that's something that a lot of people struggle with. Sorry, I'm kind of getting off sidetracked here. I've already talked about risk and everything and failure. Let me think about what else I want to talk about. Well, first of all, I'll just say that, I'll be honest, in this boot camp, I'm just releasing this really based off of that I want to help people. I'm not going to make any money off of this, right? I just started YouTube. I have 7 subs on YouTube. At this point, I'm not going to make any money off of this. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this to encourage people that, you can do it. It's going to be hard. And I'll be honest, trading is 90% psychology, right? Like, I'll give you my whole trading plan. I'll show you how I trade, right? I'll give you my strategy, but it's going to be about if you want it or not. My strategy is not going to make you profitable, right? It'll give you the skills to be profitable, but it's all about your psychology. It's going to be about what trades you take, what trades you don't take. Yeah, it's really all up to you in a way. And well, like I just said earlier, these are a lot of the videos that everybody's going to skip. All right, they're just going to go straight to the strategy videos, but these are the important videos, right? Because building yourself and building your character is the important part. Okay? To me, I'll be honest, I find psychology pretty like interesting. I know a lot of people don't, but I'm just telling you right now that it's a psychology game, right? The charts will beat you up, right? I know it sounds kind of cringe, it's just charts, lines on a screen, but man, it will play with your emotions like nothing else, bro. I'll be honest. It's probably the hardest thing you can do emotionally, right? It's not hard physically, but it's probably one of the hardest things you could ever do emotionally, right? Like the other day, I know I said this in a couple of videos ago, but I wake up 9:30. I look at the charts for 30 minutes, or I didn't wake up 9:30, but I was going charts. I take trade at 10, right? I'm up $4,000 on the day, right across 5 accounts. I'm up $4,000. 15 minutes later, I lose 2.2 grand on the day, right? So I'm up. Here I am. Here's my starting day P&L. I'm up $4,000. Oh yeah. Boom! I lose 2.2K in the day. It's not that I lost 2.2 from $4,000. I lost 2.2 on the day, right? And it's just, you have a lot of nights where you feel like this thing isn't going to work out. And then the next day, right, you'll hit a 10K P&L and you'll think, how could I ever fail? So it's a big circle of emotions. Massive just circle of emotions, bro. That I think a lot of people will hit in this game. I don't know if there's anything else I really wanted to talk about for psychology. I'm gonna do a video on discipline, so I won't really talk about that. Let me see if I wrote anything. This is where I keep all my trading stuff, but this is also where I write down like my ideas about what I want to talk about in these videos. I guess another thing I'll add on delusion is that what I've kind of touched on earlier, a couple episodes ago, is that don't live in somebody else's ideological box. I don't know if I said that right. Ideological box. Ideological box, I guess. Right? Don't live in somebody's box they set for themselves, right? Of where they could go, right? Here's their box, right? They can't leave their box. They think, I can never achieve this. I can never get here. I can never go here, right? I can never expand to there. They set limitations for themselves, right? Don't live in somebody else's limitations. A lot of people will tell you you can't do it, and I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people just say that because they can't do it themselves. Okay, so my say is you'll never see a hater doing better than you. I preach on that a lot. Um, Another thing I want to add that's not really about this at all. Sorry, I'm kind of really like all over the place this video. Just a lot of things that I want to talk about. Um, Shoot, what was I gonna talk about? Whatever. I'll just save that for a different video because I'm not gonna lie, that's gonna get me on a whole tangent. This video is already 10 minutes long. I didn't want to make these videos too long. Um, just a daily psychology video and just something you can think about. So yeah, there we go. That's day 5. Tomorrow, well, I guess I'll be posting next video in a couple hours, but it's gonna be liquidity sweeps. Very, very important. I love liquidity sweeps. I use them all the time. So yeah, just be ready for that video. Should come out about, it's 5 p.m. Eastern right now. This video's probably gonna get uploaded like 6. I'll probably release it like 8. I'm not totally sure though. So yeah, there we go.